So it's time to review the Polaroid PL300 drone. Gotta say, this drone is really, really good. Great build quality and everything. There is one little complaint. When I got it, there was a little red wire hanging out the right side of the drone. I'll show that in a picture on the screen in a second there. But if you're looking at this, you probably notice there should be these blade guards all around all four blades. See, one of my first few times flying this drone, actually crashed it into a tree because, flight orientation, that's really hard to get used to. Crashed it into a tree on my first few flights, and I want to say the front two blade guards actually cracked. They didn't fully break. They could be fixed with model glue or whatever it's called, but I just failed to do that. I just took them right off. They actually cracked, so I actually just took off all four blade guards and everything, and even with the blade guards off, still crashed it a few times. Got a couple drone videos down below if you want to check them out. Obviously there's some crashing in there, and my gosh, this thing is strong. I mean, a little flexible and everything, but nothing to be too worried about. Build quality is great. And by all means, if you watch those other videos, the flying outside, the one in the garage, and the night test with the flip tests, those were actually a couple feet in the air. I want to say 6-10 feet up in the air, if not higher. And the drone didn't just touch the ground and just lightly hit the ground. It actually hit the ground pretty hard, thinking it was going to break. Actually inspected the drone a few times, and nothing is broken on it or anything. None of the wires are broke. All the blades still work. They all run. So yeah, it's excellent build quality. On to that, the battery is 1,000 milliamp hours. Lasts 10 minutes roughly in the air for a charge time of roughly 170 minutes. Now, yes, I did say 170 minutes. Now, other people online, they've usually found something for 60 to 90. I've charged it off of gaming consoles, computers, out of the wall, anything you could think of, a power bank, and it all seemed to be roughly about 170 minutes, even with the camera on or off. Still 10-minute flight times. It does have a range of, I believe, 400 yards. Not bad for a great starting out drone if you're just getting used to flying, first time flying a drone or whatnot. 400 yards is more than enough. This drone is very, very light. So if you're going to take this out, you want to do it on a nice windy day. Nice windy day, or not a nice windy day. You want to take this drone out on a nice clear day where there's no obstacles you can run into, no people, no houses you can hit. I've also heard that most drones you have to get registered by the FAA, or I think that's what it's called. But in the paperwork, I looked over it before this video, and it actually didn't say anything about registering the drone. You just have to follow your FAA rules and regulations for unmanned aircraft and safety guidelines when flying, which means you can't go to people's houses and look in their windows and take pictures of them, or go to your state parks and do all that stuff. You want to follow those rules. I guess I probably should have done this first, but right out of the box, you get, obviously, the Polaroid PL300 quadcopter. You get 4 extra blades. You get a nice little screwdriver. I've yet to open this. As you can see, the drone is really durable. I hopefully don't think I'll need to use these extra blades, but they're still in the package just in case. You also get a nice Type-C USB connector to charge your drone when it needs charging. Right out of the box, you also get a 4 gig SD card, which, I might add, is already in the built-in 720p camera. 4 gigs. Does great. So if you're looking around for that 4 gig card, just know that it's in the camera. 75-degree angle on your camera. We'll go over the controller in a minute. You also get a micro SD adapter to USB to plug in your computer to transfer your pics and video and do whatever, fancy them up a little bit before you put them online. And last but not least, you also get the 2.4 gigahertz digital remote controller with a little camera stand. Extends up to that much. And if I can find my phone here, I'll show you. Now this is Samsung Galaxy Prime. So it fits. It should fit most phones. It's just got a little bit extra. You don't have to tighten it up or anything. Just automatically slides right down. Alright. Moving. Alright. Before I forget, the controller also does need 4 AA batteries. I suggest, if you want to fly this all the time, not having to worry about those pathetic batteries, throwing them out and buying new ones, just get rechargeable batteries. You're going to charge them, they're probably like $20-30 at your local store or whatever. So that would be a good investment. Alright, move on to the controller, because this is where most people find all their problems. Let's get this out the way. Obviously, scratch that. We got your power button, we got your left stick, right stick, your trim over here. Right here, this is your up and down trim. This is your left and right trim. I thought this was the right blades and this was the left blades and this was the right speed and this was the left speed. No. Right here is your up and down speed. This is your left and right speed. So let's get that clear. You just got to make a couple adjustments and then you don't have to set it ever again. This button right here, just got 2 little fancy buttons up here, is this button right here. You just click this to take a photo, and if you hold it, it will actually make the controller beep, and you'll record your video as long as the SD card is in the drone, or else it won't do anything. If your SD card is in the drone, I don't even think it'll go right to your phone because nothing's going on there anyway. But, alright, so we covered the yaw and the up and down speed. There's 4 speeds on this drone. If you're flying it outside, most likely, when you turn on the controller, it would either be on speed 1 or speed 2. Those 2 speeds are almost pointless because there's obviously going to be some wind. So you're going to want to turn it to at least speed 3 or 4. No matter what speed you put it on, it's going to last 10 minutes. But the higher speed you put it on, it will be more responsive. Now, if you're flying outside and there's a little, like let's say 3-mile-an-hour wind, and you're on speed 1 or 2, and you try to fight the wind, the drone won't really fight the wind. You'll notice yourself be more struggling on speed 1 or 2 as where you would be on speed 3 or 4, which would be able to fight the wind better. So the left stick, pretty much, this makes it go up, this makes it go down, turn right, turn left, yaw, or actual, like, turning, like yawing, up and down, flying forward, flying back. I believe this is your camera. This is your camera adjustment right here. This little notch, or both of these right here. But this one only does 1 degree at a time, as where this one does 2. I haven't really messed with that. I kind of just manually tilt the camera to where I want it to, because to be honest, you don't really need to move the camera. If you're just learning out and that whatnot, you're still always going to get that good shots. Okay, so one big thing I've been trying to test out was, oh wait, this other button up here is your flip button, or as the controller calls it, the roll button. It's this little barrel roll 360 or whatnot. You do need 10 feet of clearance until you get used to it, but honestly I found out to be around 4 to 6 feet you can get away with doing the flips, as long as you're in open area. Alright, so these 2 buttons right here, I absolutely do not use every time you turn on the drone, which I'll do that in a minute, not actually fly it in here. Well, we'll get to that, But down here is your 1 key return, where you initialize that, and they say after you turn on your drone and turn on your controller, to press that 1 time, and then you'll hear a beep, and then press it again, and it'll be set. And then this top button is your 1 key takeoff and your 1 key landing. I've tried the 1 key takeoff, and that works. Yeah, I'm sorry. I tried the 1 key landing, and even after doing the initialization of the 1 key landing, it doesn't work. It honestly makes the drone just fly, like wherever it wants to. It will literally just take off from you. Like, this drone can go 20 miles an hour. It will take off from you, and if you're not right behind it, you may lose it. Alright, so I think we have the controller all covered, and my drone should be fully charged, as I was charging it yesterday. Why don't we figure out how to get ready to start the drone for flying. Now, Now, when you get the drone right out of the box, you may be able to get about 5 minutes, depending on if they charged your battery or not. But I wouldn't guarantee it. Honestly, I would charge it right off the bat until it's fully done. Alright, so we got the batteries in the drone, or in the controller. Your battery compartment for your drone, right behind your camera. It's got a little wire there, and in here, if you're actually able to see it, got a little red connector. Just plug that guy in. It's always tough to get to. Let me get there. Okay. So, put that in, and I always like to move the camera just a little bit, make it about a little bit facing up for when you're flying like this. You want it that perfect angle. Your charger port is right here, next to where your camera plugs in. Your camera should already be plugged in. This is your little controller sensor wire thinger. Yeah, where it picks up your radio signals. Power button is located right next to this camera wire. So what essentially you want to do is, let me get my phone. First, you want to take your phone off your Wi-Fi, because you're going to need to connect to this. Go into your Wi-Fi settings. Okay. Turn on your drone. Now, it will flash. Obviously, you know you're doing it, right? Turn on your Wi-Fi. Alright, my Wi-Fi is turning on. And we don't want to connect to that Wi-Fi. It will take a second for your phone to pick up the Wi-Fi, but it's named VS Cam E121D0, I think that is, or DL. You want to connect to that. After you're done connecting to that, you either want to download one of two apps. You can either download the SJRC app for the first person view, or if you want to, and I think I prefer this, you download the Polaroid PL300 app. Now, what's the difference in that? There honestly is no difference, just besides the way the start menu looks. No difference. Buttons are the same. So we'll start. Alright, so we'll put this guy here. Alright. This is the Polaroid PL300 app. You just want to click on here. Now, as you can see, the drone is on, not the controller yet. This is the PL300, and this is the SJRC app that they want you to download. Always click that play button. Literally the same thing. Maybe a little bit more colorful on the SJRC. But for this sake, I just want to use this Polaroid PL300 app. Alright, so after we got the drone on and our phone on Wi-Fi connected to the drone and the app turned on, you want to come over to your controller and you want to turn it on. You'll see the drone flash really quick. Both the controller and the phone are connected to it, and the status will flash. What you want to do now is you want to take your left stick up, and you'll get a beep Sassel flash. It's halfway connected. You want to take your left stick all the way down. And now the drone gives a nice little pulsing feeling. And she's fully connected. Then all you have to do is take your one key takeoff. And I think we're actually going to fly it just a little bit. We will adjust that. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. Let me just move everything out of the way. Now, I'm not going to do anything crazy here. I'm just going to bring it up in the air for a minute or two. Alright, so we're all synced and everything. We got our first person view. I haven't really messed with the app too much, but let's not worry about that right now. So let's go and hit our one key takeoff. Boom, boom. And it's pretty much calibrated. And as you can see, it's pretty much calibrated. Still not really good at flying this thing, but it does take a little bit to get this calibration all said and done, and pretty much the way I have it. But you just want to fly it in a nice open area where there's no wind, so you can calibrate it right. You want to at least bring it up to like 3 feet, so we can, because it does throw off a lot of air. We want to be able to calibrate it correctly. Other than that, the slightest movements will make the video look really good. And I think we'll try a flip here. Oh, alright, so we're going to need at least 8 feet in the air to do a flip. At least. Alright. So, coming in for a landing. Nice and gentle. And to stop the blades immediately, as soon as you're nice and close to the ground, instead of hitting this stop button right here, which clearly does not work, you just want to tap your one key takeoff or one key landing function twice. Quick succession, stop the blades immediately, and you're safe. Alright, so if you like that video, press that like button. If you disliked it, you know what to do. If you want to see more of these videos, hit that subscribe button. There's going to be plenty more videos coming out with this beauty. As I get better with flying this thing, I'll be able to take much better aerial shots and everything. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll help you as much as I can. If there's something you don't know, go to this video, search any point, and try to figure it out yourself, or just ask me in the comments down below. I'm always here to help. Anything more? And if I don't know, then I most likely will try to figure it out, just to get everything all set and done. As always, peace out.